Welcome to the Raw Report. Warrior Wednesday. Please, don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, and click the bell for the notifications. Happy Wednesday. Your very modest host, Modest Maximus here. How's it going, everybody? Hey, Zors, good to see you in the chat. Everybody else in the chat, thank you for joining me on this live Raw Report. I like to get down, and you all know I like to get down. That's why you're here, and that's why I love you. All right, so let's get into this. Today's, of course, New Release Wednesday, so it's what I call my Warrior Wednesday. And man, you know, there was something that I read today, and I can't quite tell you what it was. Oh, what's that? We're going to get into that in a little bit, I promise. And I just wanted to show you guys that just to keep you watching throughout the whole thing, okay? So, yeah, went to my store today, got a couple of good pickups, and I'm going to share with you what they are. Had a couple of good reads. Make sure these are in kind of a semi-significant order. But I didn't get not too many books today, actually. Actually, yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. 7 books for me, so couldn't do a $30 hauler because I bought a variant for 20. So right off the bat, I was exceeding what Lucas was capable of doing. So let's get into this. We'll show you exactly what variant that is. Now, normally these are black and white. I think this cover kills it. And Spider-Man Noir, high grades, that's where they're at. And I got to give a shout out to the guy who bought my Spider-Man Noir number 3. He got himself a sweet copy that I probably should have graded, but I did not. I decided to flip it raw because I move raw books way quicker than I can, you know, wait for grades. But sometimes I will personally grade for myself. But this book today, it's already been spoiled, but this was a good read today. And if you haven't read it yet, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you should read it. There are 2 major events that happen in that book. And Key Collector subscribers apparently knew about it ahead of time, but I don't have Key Collector. And I swear to God, no usage of that app has ever been done by me. I swear. All right, so the Raw Report is raw, and this is my collector app. But today, and I couldn't leave this one on the shelf. Now, something about this isn't quite the Surfer I think it is. This looks a little bit on the darker side of Silver Surfer to be a normal Silver Surfer, and it's not quite Alex Ross's normal rigid chrome shot, but it is on that top half. But on that bottom half, it's a little blurry. So, but this is Fantastic Four Antithesis 2. I did pick up only this copy of that book just because of the Alex Ross artwork. I picked this one up too just because I know, and you've heard me talk about it personally and some of my own things. So there's something going on with Thanos and Thor, and right now, I mean, my speculation is that that right there, that gem that's on his hand is what's controlling the dead, but the black Uru arm that's in is you know, it's questioning me too. So crazy things. This one I have not read yet, but this one looks good. And this is, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a constant read for me. I'll be eating roasted. I don't know what's up with these commercials on YouTube. I don't pay for YouTube Premium, so we're just gonna turn that off. Anyway, so Guardians of the Galaxy number 6, which is actually Legacy number 168. It's a sweet Nova cover. It talks about the Nova Corps. but I have not had an opportunity to read it. Now, believe it or not, we're on the last book of the week, and I want to back up to something, because the image on the right is Here Within. And this is what we have, everybody. And this is the big X event, X of Swords #1. Here's the Mark Brooks wraparound variant, and this is the design variant. There were 3 different books. There was only 3 copies on the shelf, and I had to buy 2 of them. I'm like, dude, you guys. And he's like, well, we got allocated on our A covers. So my local shop got allocated on their A covers of X of Swords #1, and they said those A covers will be coming next week. Wow. Well, there was a couple of variants there where, that were offered, but I was able to, like I said, nab the ones that I wanted, which is the Mark Brooks wraparound. Like, ever since Mark Brooks did that, the House of X, Powers of X combo, that was just one of those sick things. And what's up, everybody in the chat? We got a bunch of people in there now. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining. All right, so X of Swords, and yeah, just wow. What a sick read this was. So this is where we're gonna jump ship and kind of change subjects for a minute. Wow. Without spoiling X of Swords for you guys, I got to point out to you that this right here is not her first appearance. I mean, she makes some appearances in the book, but obviously, if you guys caught any of the other videos that I've done, or any of the things that I've talked about, or even I did talk about I talked about how Summoner's cover. This is Summoner's first cover. It's not his first appearance. He appeared way back in X-Men #2. But everybody's like, oh, so we have what is called a perfect storm again with this book. This book was allocated. It has a black cover. So people are buying multiple copies trying to find spine break free copies. And it's tough because it's a black cover. It shows everything. It's also Marvel paper and Marvel ink. So we all know there's going to be 9/8, but there probably wouldn't be as many. And the longer the books get handled, the more people they get handled by, the more opportunity they have to get spine breaks in them. So again, this is her first appearance. So we have a second print that's been triggered. Yes, there's a second print coming for X-Men #12. If you did not know that, well, allow me to bless you with that news. So, second print for X-Men #12, we don't know what the cover is going to have on it yet. All right, so you guys following me here, right? Yeah, I'm sure you are. If they do put Genesis, and that is her name is Genesis. They do put Genesis on the cover of the second print of X-Men #12. Monster. All right, and obviously with us knowing about it ahead of time, well, it's not going to be like Amulet in Ms. Marvel 13 second printing or anything like that. But yeah, so X-Men #12 is her first appearance, and there's a cover A. There's a bunch of store variants now. I mean, some of them have some pretty cool artwork. I can't front. I mean, some of them look really, really good, but I'm not a big store variant guy. I've always been. I noticed that when and it's the same with eBay sellers a lot of times. If you see an eBay seller who's got like 15 9.8 slabs and then he's got one raw, chances the raw ain't a 9.8. just so you're putting it out there. So and obviously you guys got to do your due diligence when you're looking at books and stuff like that to determine what is a good 9.8 candidate. Yeah, so the Ultra Maximus Speculation Matrix is on X-Men #12 for the first appearance of Genesis. Apocalypse's wife, everybody. Yeah, how about that? How about dem apples? So, thank you guys for joining this Speculation Matrix, and now it's time for a mail call. Everybody likes mail calls, right? Because I like mail calls. I like getting packages in the mail and hiding them from the wife, and then just tell her, oh yeah, this is something I ordered like 2 months ago, and it finally came. But I got to talk about a mail call that I got yesterday that I didn't open the package until late last night. Now, I shared some of these with some of my friends in chat. One of them has a bad spine break from me trying to extract it, but the other 2 were okay out of the 3 copies. But it was kind of funny because I peeled back the tape only to find more tape. I peeled back the tape to extract 2 copies, and then found a 3rd copy taped. So I had fun doing that. But you know what? The seller did more than others. It was ship priority, so it was insured. 1 spine break in the book. I'm not going to ding him for it. Just if he is watching, you know, no shame, man. Just we got to work on that packing game. There's very, very simple things that you can do. Now, if you place a book face down onto a cardboard pack-in, you want to place it face down. So then when the book is face down, on your left will be the page side. You put a couple of tabs on that side and then a tab on the top and the bottom, and you don't put any tabs on the spine side. So there's no additional pressure on the spine side other than the even pressure applied by the additional piece of cardboard that you should be placing on it. I hope I can offer that as a little bit of packing advice, because yeah, I showed that to some of my friends, and they were really ripping that guy apart. They're like, who the hell packs shit like that? But I'm glad to see, you know, I'm looking at some of these books. Universe, let me see here. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get some questions answered real quick before I move on to opening up some last packages. Just left the LCS. I hope you found anything. You got the Nor too. Okay, cool. Yeah, that. You know, the Nor, I like that. You know, it's normally all black and white, and then the only thing that's colored is the gunfire and the logo. So I think that is a sick cover, and I don't think too many people are reading Spider-Man Nor at the moment. I know that Nicolas Cage voicing the character in Spider-Verse was kind of like, you know, an underground thing, but I think as more and more people find out about it, they might start picking that one up too. So who knows? Last issue 3 was a great spec as far as a flip. Definitely a underordered book in my opinion. So the Silver Surfer, yeah, I agree. That one's a fire book too. So what's up, Universe X? Thanks for joining. Let's see. What do you think about Thanos rocking the Black Winter Gauntlet? So is that what they're calling it? They're calling it the Black Winter Gauntlet. I don't know if that's what it is, but we'll see, because I have a feeling I know where the gem is, and if you guys saw that spec matrix I dropped on us drunken chat like way back now, like, oh my god, like so many shows ago. I think that, you know, they go looking for Black Uru, and they had to find it someplace, and one of the only places that had Black Uru was the Black Matrix, or the Black Vortex, I'm sorry, and that the gem is from the Black Vortex, and Thanos was able to see like a perfect version of himself with the Infinity Gauntlet. So the spec that I've got is a mad rabbit hole, and I'm still working on it, because everything keeps affecting it. I keep on digging down this rabbit hole, and I keep on digging up so much more new. But keep tabs, because just because I dropped that Genesis stuff here tonight does not mean that I don't have anything for you guys. This is a small spec matrix. Okay, this is me taking the matrix and just going, okay, done. Okay, that's all you get today. Let's see here. Picking up the Solemn books. Am I? I was going to spec pretty decently on the Solemn books until they pushed the X of Swords variants from incentive to open order. So once that open order happened, the spec on the Solemn books kind of... and honestly, if Solemn did appear, he may have... I got to read back through it and micro-fine over it, but X of Swords, you got to find out if he appears before there. And I think he may cameo someplace else before he appears there. But yeah, I've been picking up the Wolverines, and I rather like the Wolverine variants from this run. I really want to get me that 1 in 200 Jim Lee variant of him in the blue and yellow costume, because that was like you know, my youth right there. That was like a drawing that I remember. Yeah, the Pepe Larraz's artwork in there was pretty good. I have to agree with that for sure. Let's see what else we got here. I run that it was ordered 2 months ago and just came. Yeah, good thing that you guys... oh, that's what you're calling it. Okay. All right, well, guys, I got 3 packages to open up on this mail call, so let's get into this all proper, all right, because this is what we do here. And please, of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But it's mail call time, and let's start with package number 1, which is in this big old mailer, and it took a nice little dinger right there too. So inside this mailer is something that I don't remember what the hell I ordered. So sometimes I don't remember what I ordered, but then I remember what I ordered when I open it up. Alright, this one packed decently, except for one book on the bottom in the open mailer, but thick bag and board should be fine. Oh, I went a little heavy in the paint on this one on Drunken Chat. And that's what happens when you do that. But I think it's a good play. And you know what? I don't care because I have my reasons for liking this book, and you can shame me all you want for it. I got tape stuck to my hand. Still don't care. Got a nice little thank you card. All right. So I went a little hard in the paint on the Hellions #3. But not only did I go a little hard in the paint on the Hellions #3 regular cover, I also obtained the incentive because I happen to like Madeline Pryor and Jean Grey. I like that whole dynamic, and I think it's kind of funny that Havoc is now chasing after Madeline Pryor and that whole situation. And I'm sorry, but that cover is fire. God bless redheads. Married one, and I love her to death. Anyway, book #2. Now this one, this one might actually be a little spec matrixy for you guys who like to see what I'm picking up here. So, you know, I like Gwenpool. I always thought that she was underrated as far as her abilities and things like that. And I know that there's like a wave of people that are discovering her now because of other people bringing attention to her, which is cool. I'm glad she's getting attention. I just hope it's the proper attention and not, you know, overhyped attention for stuff for, you know, ulterior motives and purposes. Yeah, you know, I mean, I've got a couple of copies of that Gwenpool 21 that I'm probably going to put up for sale that didn't meet my pre-screen, but I mean, they're not 9.8 copies, but they're still near mint copies. I'm sure there's still a market for those. And who knows? You know, somebody could get lucky just because I'm the guy who's like, oh no, it's got a spine break, I'm not going to submit it. Somebody else could take that book and press it and submit it, and then all of a sudden that book comes back 9.8. It just wouldn't be on my watch. It wouldn't happen with my submission. So I would be wasting my money and be spending the money on that. But this book right here, I'm very, very pleased to have because it is one of the gaps in the collection and the gap in the Gwenpool run. But it is no longer a chase. It is now a reality because it has arrived. And I'm going to slide this one into a Mylar real quick because I think it's appropriate that I do so. Okay. So, back in the day, we had a situation where this book was not open order, but rather they called a percentile qualifier. What do you mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is this. There was a percentage of another book they had to order in order to be able to unlock the ability to order this one. And this is Gwenpool #8 Divided We Stand variant. And I can say for a fact that some of those Divided We Stand variants were unobtainium for some shops just because of the book the percentage required was based off of. Marvel, again, lowered some of those percentages later on for some of those books. So, like the early hip-hop run, it was like 200, 250, some of them 300%. The later ones, they dropped them like 80, 90, and 100%. So that's why they were like really a lot easier to obtain much later on. But this last one, we got my last one is in a little envelope right here, so I'm a little shook because I can hear it sliding around inside, but it was sent USPS first class package. I can feel a little reinforced cardboard on the inside of it. Breathe, 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 breathe. So, you know, when you're able to buy books at a major discount versus other places, you know, it kind of is the gamble that you get. If you see a book that's listed for you know, $75 on eBay, yeah, well, this one was just taped to a board. Uh, that's scary as all hell. But anyway, when you see a book that is for sale for $75 on eBay, and then you find it someplace on a hole in a wall, and you're able to find it for cheap, you kind of hope, you roll the dice, right? You're like, oh shit, I gotta just take the chance. And this is one of those situations where I did just that. And I need to extract this thing as well. Okay. And I need to take this one. Oh god, these packing tape on the bag. Yeah. Oh jeez. Oh my gosh. And it's one thing to always expect the sellers to do the same for you. I know it's hard being a seller where you try to go above and beyond as far as I ship most of my books, if not all of them, in a MyLite at least. Sometimes a MyLite with a full back. And this I can't believe survived, because it did survive. And this was a very, very tough book to track down. However, I am in possession of one of these, and yes, this was insanely hard to find. There was limited availability on eBay, and I knew going into the spec matrix on Drunken Chat that if I didn't have this book, I was screwed. I managed to find one afterwards. It was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is still here, because you guys are ruthless and you guys are relentless, and I think I'm pretty good at internet searching, but I think sometimes you guys are way better than I am. Yeah, I obtained this all new Hawkeye #5 manga variant. So this is the last issue of her series before Secret Wars. Same way the Silk manga variant is the last issue of Silk's first volume before Secret Wars. So be on the lookout for those books if you can find them. It should be some tight spec matrix for you. Thank you guys for watching. Still even got a couple of you still joined in while I'm still going through all this. So thank you guys. You did grab the Hellions Unknown comics variant. Nice. I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that one out, Sith Lordy. But thank you guys for tuning in. So as I close this one out, I just want to remind you guys, the next episode of the Maximus Mail Call will be next time I get something in the mail. So if you haven't hit that like and subscribe, be sure to do that for that one. Same goes for the Speculation Matrix. I may drop one here, but of course, I'll be on this Drunken Chat with that. So be sure to check out the next episode of that. And then, of course, I drop some Prime pickups if I go bin diving and go digging somewhere, and you never know, I may wind up with the ability to do so someplace, so I'll go try that. And then, of course, tune in this Saturday, 12:30 a.m., and we'll check you there. And, of course, if you want to check out what I've got on my eBay page, you can see that listed over there at U1TRA Maximus. Same goes for my Instagram and my face space. And, of course, I'm on Twitter at XUltraMaximusX. I appreciate the subbing up there, Sith Lordy. I really appreciate that, man. And I want to thank you guys again for watching. And this time, hey, Moneyball, thank you all, man. Appreciate you guys again for tuning in. Check you next time.